Hello, Canucks fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Canucks Conversation, brought to you by the great folks over at Zephyr Epic. You can use promo code Hockey Season, capital H, capital S, all one word, Hockey Season. That'll get you $5 off your order at ZephyrEpic.com. That is ZEPHYR Epic. Check them out on all platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, or is it X now? Instagram. All of them out there. Check them out.
No one's going to change that, right?
No, I'm not going to get started on it. We're not going to start. But you know what you learned in school? And I am getting started. Look what you've done.
Go for it. Let's go.
Free shipping at Zephyr Epic, Canada-wide, on any order over $50. Once again, that promo code is Hockey Season with a capital H and a capital S.
Oh.
Here's the thing, okay? Is social media, any company, no matter what you do, any brand would kill for the brand recognition that Twitter has.
Oh,
like what is a tweet? They made that.
That's
and
a
now
word.
It's a word. It's like everybody knows that now. A tweet, Twitter, all that. Companies would kill for that brand recognition. They go from tweet to post like every other social media site, and then repost instead of retweet. It's just it's yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, this Musk guy is all horned up on the letter X. That's the damn problem here.
Yeah, I saw something about that, about how he wanted to make PayPal called X, and then the board of governors voted him out or something. His
kid's name like X?
His kid's named X, yeah. I was 13 once and thought the letter X was really cool.
Yeah,
You ever get on Call of Duty and you see the guys with the usernames that are like XX quick scopes?
Yeah, it's the X and then the big X, capital X and then little X. Yeah.
That was Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's stupid.
5 years ago when I was 13.
That's the other thing. That's what, like, the threads just kind of sucks. Like, it kind of sucks. It's like
today on Canucks Conversation, does all social media suck?
Yeah, if Instagram could figure out a way to like blow it up where like they took over, even though they're kind of the same with threads, it's an absolute.
I gotta be honest with you, Chris.
Karan says can't forget SpaceX.
Yeah. I gotta be honest with you, Chris.
Yeah.
I'm taking vacation next week. So you'll be alone for the show. I don't even know if you're gonna do a show, whatever. We'll figure it out.
I'll do one,
yeah. Maybe you have Harmon in.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm taking vacation next week, all of next week. You will not see me on Twitter. I don't plan on picking up my phone.
First time in a long time I went to like the app on the settings, turned the notification off.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Yeah, I've started to leave my phone at home when I go out.
And that's awesome. The worst part was I come back, I turn them back on. Now I have this different emblem with all the notifications.
Yeah, you went into your bachelor party, you came back, it's called X.
Yeah. So that wasn't great.
Yeah.
But,
anyways, I'm just excited to not use my phone.
No, it's really good. That's what I was like. We were down in Port Renfrew 5 days down there. It was a blast. No service or anything. We had Wi-Fi, but we're trying not to use it very much. Spent some time with some buddies. Did some fishing, couple rounds of golf. It was good, but my throat, you might hear it a little bit today. I'm worried. Yeah. I'm worried about, and you should know this extremely well, voice cracks. I'm totally worried about one because my voice it's weak.
It happens.
I know it. You know it. But we had one night where we had the karaoke machine set up and we sang until about 4:30 in the morning. Like it was a long night, some very good performances. I did a couple on, we were talking about me singing the anthem last week, but I did a couple of songs by Creed. Higher by Creed. Well, and that's wrecked me for a week.
I don't know that song. I didn't know Hero by Enrique Iglesias until you told me about it. I thought Hero was the song from Shrek. I need a hero.
Right. Or the one by Chad Kroeger from he sings Hero from the wasn't Nickelback. The Spider-Man, the original Spider-Man movie. It's like the main song in that movie.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah. I had to think about it.
That's a good.
That is a good tune.
That's what. One time I did karaoke and I went up to sing "Hero." I just told them "Hero" and they put on that, and I said, "You know what? Like, it's not the song I was looking for, but I'll do that one too."
So, yeah. Okay.
But,
so
my voice might not be the greatest, but it's coming back. It's coming back. So
we got a lot of people. We got a lot of people in the chat. I like it. It's not as huge viewer count right now. We're also starting the show at noon. Usually we start at 1 p.m. Now we've been doing 12:30 shows.
But you know what? I've been noticing the podcast numbers really good throughout the summer. That's why we keep doing, we still keep trying to get you guys a show a week throughout the summer.
That's right.
We've been gearing down a little bit, but man, yesterday I didn't. I was right into hockey, man, full time. My first day back from my vacation. I was watching hockey all day. You saw this. I was hopping in to watch the World Junior Summer Showcase and see a couple of the Canucks prospects playing.
We were very happy to have you back.
Again. Yeah, I heard. The comment section. I've never seen the comment section so happy after me taking 5 days off. I tell you, they actually do like me sometimes. It was nice.
Everybody, you know what?
That was good.
The Canucks Army comment section. It took us 2 years, but we've won them over. Like I'm always interacting with those people. I don't get negative. Nobody.
There's only a couple guys in there that are idiots.
Yeah. And honestly, I haven't even had to ban or block anybody except for one guy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it.
No, we don't have to get into it. So I'll bring up a couple things from the World Junior Summer Showcase because I tell you, and I saw this, good for him too, getting the full article from Scott Wheeler wrote it. Did you see there was an article about Hunter Brustevich, who, by the way, yeah, I'm a little rusty. He came back yesterday. In all those clips I tweeted out of Hunter Brustevich, I didn't spell his last name correct once. In every single tweet I sent out, I misspelled it a different way a couple times. So I was a little rusty coming back from vacation on that. That's my bad, but I've got it figured out now. Brustevich. It's not as it's an intimidating word to spell, but it's really not that bad. I thought he was really good. It was Team White versus Team Blue yesterday for USA as they matched up against each other. I thought Brustevich might have been the best defenseman. Like definitely in the first 2 periods, I thought he was really good. He's a confident little player. He likes to jump into the play, but his jump-ins to the offensive zone are like, they're smart. They're calculated. He knows what he's doing when he jumps in offensively, and he's really good at moving the puck through the neutral zone as well. So really liked what I saw from him. Dorrington was a little bit quieter. Didn't really do much. He played some good, he's on the penalty kill. He's doing those type of things. I don't think he's a flashy type of defenseman. Definitely not like Brustevich. Brustevich he's got some flash and dash to his game for sure. It's an exciting player, and he looked really good in that tournament. And then Elias Pettersson, DPD, he didn't look great. I didn't think he was it wasn't one of his better games for sure. And I thought he was just solid. He was very physical. He was pushing around a lot of guys. Whenever that Finnish team matches up against that Swedish team, they, I think they like playing each other because it like brings out some hate between them. And that's a fun little series to watch. So it was a good game yesterday, and they got one more on Friday for each of those prospects.
Was it Eric Carlson? It was some Swedish player said that the only team that Sweden likes beating more than Canada is Finland.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And I've been around some scouts, normally like Finnish, and I've been around some Finnish folk and Swedish folk. To watch them interact with each other is kind of like, it's almost like a brother's like if you were a brother that were like a year apart, then you guys were like competitive. Like that's kind of what it feels like. Like Sweden's the older brother, and Finland's got him a couple times, but Sweden kind of sticks up top, and it's funny watching some the Finns and Swedes go at it a little bit.
Well, like the story, I gotta pull it up. But Elias Pettersson's dad, like he's Finnish, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a crazy story. I gotta try and remember.
There's a lot of like flips through. Like Yanni Yermo's, I believe his mom is Swedish, or his dad is Swedish, but he's Finnish. So yeah, lots of different little things like that. So we got a mailbag today. We're gonna hit a poll question later on the show. We do have a pretty good bet as well. I put some stats behind it, Quads. A bet. We're gonna do a little baseball bet, so I know you'll like that at the end of the show. But that's all I really got for the World Junior Summer Showcase. Did I miss anything? We got a couple articles up at Canucks Army right now, so I know you read through it.
Patrick Johnson, good pal of the show, PJ.
Yeah, PJ.
Yesterday had an interview with Ethan Bear. Ethan Bear interested in coming back to the Vancouver Canucks. Does that make sense? He said his recovery is going well, and then he's probably a little bit ahead of schedule, but he also did say he's most likely still to return in December. So when that bonus to Tyler Myers is paid in September, do we see something happen? I don't know.
It's very possible, right? I think I've touched on it though a little bit. It's so hard to jump into a season and have some expectations behind you as well. So if it is, it's going to be a league minimum deal, probably just to get him in the league, right? Like he's not signing with anybody until December, probably. I don't think a team's taking him on right now. And I think there's certain things you can do. Like once the season starts, I think that's another pressure point to see. Like I think there's certain cap implications after signing a player after the season begins. So it might be that kind of situation for Ethan Bear. But the Canucks could always use more right D, and Ethan Bear looked pretty damn good in a Canucks jersey last year. So I'd be happy if they got him back at the right money. But I don't even think there's an actual option where the money doesn't make sense, right? It's not like he's getting even like a 1-year deal at like 2.4. Like he's coming in under $2 million for sure, and especially coming off the injury and not being able to play till December or really kind of get comfortable by like January, February type of thing. Yeah, if the money makes sense and the timing makes sense, yeah, for sure. And I think if they do move on from Myers, like you said, it's certainly possible, and it's good that he's interested in coming back.
Yeah.
They got to clear up some space, though. Is that the quote that I read in that article too? Though
Yep.
he said the Canucks. He's talked to Patrick Alvin. They got to clear up some space.
The more I think about this, I know it's August. I don't want to just, we're gonna have these conversations a lot.
Yeah.
But like the Canucks are banking on Ian Cole and Carson Soucy to be top 4 defensemen next season.
Yes.
Right? Like you'd assume that Ian Cole is probably going to play his offside. Good series by Stéphane Roger right now at Canucks Army about the history of Ian Cole and Carson Soucy playing their offside, because we heard about that, but he kind of dove into it at length. So those are both at CanucksArmy.com right now. Some breakdowns of what those players were able to do on their offside, because one of them is going to play with Hughes. You don't think it's going to be Soucy, right? You think Soucy would probably go with Roenick?
Yeah, I think so.
Right? Ian Cole's got a little more experience. Like Cole played more minutes than Soucy last year, and yes, on the right side as well.
Yeah, Soucy didn't do much time on the right.
And if you just think about the way that Tampa Bay structures their blue line,
by the way, and Cole wasn't like a full-time right side guy either.
Exactly.
He did play on the right side, but still played a lot of time on the left side too.
Yeah. And the thing that I want to mention is the way that Tampa structures their defense. Something that really interests me is the fact that they've always kind of had, like we've had this conversation 2 years ago when we saw them win the cup, when it was, they have really good talent on the left side, but then the right side isn't great, right?
Right.
And I know Ian Cole wasn't a part of those cup winning teams that I just mentioned, but it's still that same sort of philosophy where you have that primary puck mover and that guy who's, better in the offensive end and is able to play with someone who maybe can't hold down a pairing on their own, but is capable when playing with one of these talented guys like a Quinn Hughes.
Yeah, I think that's something that's interesting is the Canucks have some of those defensemen where you kind of just want a guy there who makes that defenseman better. And I think that's the thing you haven't seen with Quinn Hughes in a long time is he hasn't had a partner that makes him better. He just has a partner that can play with him. And it'll be interesting to see if Cole's that type of player who can make Quinn Hughes better. Let Quinn Hughes be a little bit more even offensively than we've seen him at 5-on-5. So I'm curious to see what happens here for sure. But Ethan Bear, he could be in the mix. I could see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Do you want to just jump into the mailbag?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's go. Aaron, roll it. Mailbag. We're going with our first question here. We asked the folks on Twitter, and we also have a poll question. I understand.
Yep,
we'll get to that after.
We'll close out the show with the poll question in the Betway, but bulk of it, we got a lot of questions here.
Okay,
and
so
like I said, I'm going to try not to cough into the mic here, so I'm going to be turning my mic in and out.
This is a non-hockey question from Andy. Are you more of a chicken sandwich or chicken strips and nuggets guy? Chicken sandwich for me by a mile.
Yeah, I tell you what, the chicken strips at Safeco were very good.
Yeah,
and I like the Burger King nuggets when they get the flavored nuggets in. They got ketchup flavored nuggets in there right now. Dill pickle ones are good too, but chicken sandwiches for a while there. I had to tell myself you can order the chicken sandwich when you go out today, because I'd go out and every time I'd get one. It's the simplest thing to fall back on, right? Chicken sandwich. So I'm off the chicken sandwich. Well, I'm on and off them. I'm still on a little bit, but I can't do it every single time I go out.
The people wanted a Burt Cam.
And some people, dogs like yours, the color that they are and the curls they are, some people say you can make them look like a chicken sandwich pretty easily.
Yeah, well, he's always looked like a little chicken.
He used to be
strip.
a nugget. He's evolved into a sandwich. No, I'm a chicken sandwich guy for sure.
Yeah.
I do appreciate a good chicken strip.
Yeah. I think you're overthinking this. I don't think you needed to explain this one. We got a lot of questions. You can't spend this much time on these kind of questions.
No, we can spend. Yeah, we only got 11 questions here. By the way, we got one question from Threads.
Oh, there you go.
I touched on it off the top of the show.
There you go. All right, let's roll it, Aaron. What's our next one? Also, I should have mentioned, sorry, I wanted to get this in because we got a little compliment for producer Aaron here and us. This is from Knucklehead. He said, even when I'm not in the live chat, we always listen to the pod episodes. You guys are our favorite Canucks pod. Oh. Best audio balancing of the Canucks pods, too. You hear that, producer Aaron? Aaron Bordado. Shout out to our producer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's go. Thank you for noticing.
Yes. You know what? I thought I told you this the other day because we had the slip up with the recording last week.
Oh, yeah.
I said I felt so bad about it. So last week I apologize for that podcast. But I do think we have some of the best audio quality. You know how serious, how mad I get, Quads. When we have a bad audio quality episode, Oh, you know how that pisses me off.
I bought all new equipment so that you stop yelling at me.
Yeah, that's the only. I don't raise my voice unless it's about audio. Put that on my gravestone when I'm gone. All right.
Okay, let's go. Aaron, next question here. From Commander Vander, regular listener of the show.
CV.
If Tyler Myers plays well in what will presumably be a third pairing role this season, could you see the Canucks bringing him back at a significantly reduced rate? City seems like a fit for the player. IMO. Absolutely. Give me a Tyler Myers extension in November.
How much money? What would be something where, like, because think about Brandon Sutter when he signed back, everyone loved that.
If Tyler Myers would be a fan favorite if he was 2 million.
Oh God, if Tyler Myers was 1.5 million, people would love Tyler Myers.
Do you think he'd take that deal?
No chance.
Yeah, I think he'd
because
get
if
more.
he hits free agency, he's getting 4.5 somewhere.
Luke Shen just got 2.5 by 4 years, right?
Yeah.
No one's matching that.
No.
And Tyler Myers is probably looking at like a 4 by 3, maybe not 4. I don't know. Luke Shen can do it, right? Like, I don't know.
You
Though.
know what?
I
Right shot
think,
defenseman when they hit the market, it's
Yeah.
you really can't put like a cap on it, especially with the cap going up.
that's true.
right?
That's
Like,
true.
You know, this is a guy who could easily make $5
Hell
million
yes.
next year in free agency, and that's wild. Because whoever's going to do that is going to, they're not going to love it. But then again, he's going to be 34 next year
Oh, that
in
rocks.
free agency when he signs it. So I don't think, I think he could get like a 3-year deal at 12 million on the open market.
Hell yeah.
Not me. I don't.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't
Never
want
mind.
that.
Not the Canucks. No. Thanks for the question, Commander.
No,
Vander,
but I
no.
say, hey, if he does do a Brandon Sutter, listen, I just want to be in Vancouver type of deal, I think I'd be fine with him making 1.5.
My pocket's sticky. Look at that. I don't know what that is. I get distracted.
You know, one
easily.
time I'll tell you a story about that. One time when I was a kid, we had the maple syrup festival on Vancouver Island.
Okay.
And my idea, I was like 5 or 6 years old at the time, and I had said, all right, like, oh, this maple syrup's so good. They roll it on a stick on the snow, and then you roll it up and you put it in your mouth. And I said, you know who'd really like this? My mom. And I was like 6 years old. I'm like, I'll just roll one up, put it in my pocket, and give it to my mom later. So I had a pocket full of maple syrup, freshly rolled on there. I get home and I'm like, hey, Mom, I brought you home maple syrup. And I couldn't even like pull it out of the pocket. She was pissed. But
It's the thought that counts.
and then I went back when I was volunteering there. I dressed up as the big beaver. I was the beaver because
You've told me this, yes.
because they would make you be the tallest person. Normally got put in the costume.
Yes.
A lot of the time, I was the tallest person, especially at my age at 13. So yeah, I was in the beaver, and those little brats freaking coming up and pulling my beaver tail,
Yeah.
yanking my tail a little bit.
Can't be doing that.
No, and I said that I was getting ready to swing on some of those kids. Anyway, I was a kid too at the time.
All right, let's go. Next one.
What do we got?
From Joey Pitt, who's championing and doing a fantastic job with our Vancouver
I've
Canadiens
seen
coverage
it. I like
over
Joey.
at BlueJaysNation.com. If you're a Jays
I never
fan,
clicked Blue Jays Nation before,
That's
like
right.
a month ago.
Yeah.
I like it. I read Joey's articles.
you
there
and a
about
lot
the-
of people,
the
bud.
season.
We've
Good.
had a huge month of July
Yeah, no, it's been cool.
over at
Yeah,
Blue
it's
Jays
been cool.
Nation. That site is growing.
Well,
Shout
you're a
out
big Jays
Cam.
fan. You like to support the team, Canada's team.
Love,
You're all
love,
over
love
that.
me some Jays. I'm wearing my C's hat right now. Absolutely go support the Vancouver Canadians, folks.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Go watch the Aqua Sox when they're in town. See Harry Ford, a really good prospect. Mariners catching prospect. Okay, we're not going to keep going there. Joey Pitt said best arena/stadium food item in Vancouver. Rogers Arena, BC Place, and Nat Bailey. I'll start.
Yeah.
The carve sandwich
Oh, I know. I knew.
at Rogers Arena. The carve sandwich. I'm not talking about the smoked meat. I'm talking about the carve sandwich at Rogers Arena was one of the only reasons that I went to games last year and the year before that. One of the only reasons I would go to games is
I
to
know
get
that.
that carve sandwich.
Yeah,
for
you
dinner.
love that thing.
Especially when I was living alone.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
you couldn't.
It was either that or cook some noodles or
Yeah,
something.
you didn't know how to cook at all 3 years ago.
Yeah. well,
You've
3
learned a
years
lot
ago.
now. Plus,
Yeah, I know,
Your
I've-
girlfriend's a great cook. I'll
Yeah,
say that.
and she's shown me a lot, but I couldn't cook back then. So the carve sandwich is still great. It's still absolutely my favorite stadium food without a question. I
Right.
think second place, the Nat Bailey pretzel that comes in a pizza box, the big one.
Oh yeah,
Give
I
you some
love
dips.
me a
It's
pretzel,
good.
Man.
It's good, man. Very
Current
good.
says all are too expensive. Yeah, they are too expensive. Like my go-to if I'm going to a game,
Mhm.
you know what it is. Normally I get some because I live right here by the arena.
Yeah.
As you can see from Quad's backdrop there. If somebody's coming over to have a couple drinks before we go to a Lions game or whatever, I say, okay, yeah, but just run by Costco. 12 hot dogs. They give you a box and everything. You walk up here with 12 hot dogs.
But that's not the best food. It's good
Bang for your buck. That's what I'm.
Yeah, that's not the question.
No, but I can have 12 of those, or I can have one Korean barbecue poutine. I'll take 12 hot dogs.
You will eat 12 hot dogs over one good Korean barbecue poutine.
Yeah, because I care about the people around me. I'm not selfish, Quads.
What the hell are you talking about? You've morphed this question into some soapbox.
No, I haven't. No,
this doesn't even make sense.
I like to. Everybody around me gets a hot dog.
Sounds like communist propaganda.
Instead of people getting a bite of a poutine, I'd rather them have a hot dog. But if the best,
who are these people you're sharing with?
People on the street that I meet.
Go up to the press box. You're like, hey guys.
Yeah, here's a hot dog. Everybody would be happy to see me.
Anyways,
the best food item I've had, and I tried a couple of these new ones at BC Place with some Lions games. I had a pork chop sandwich.
Okay.
Oh, that thing sucked on a pineapple bun. That thing was too dry, so that was unfortunate. But
I make some good pork chops.
When I went to Rugby Sevens a few years ago, I had that. What was that crazy huge burger? Carnivore burger or something like that. Had a little bit of everything, and it was like 4 pounds. It was $45 or something.
Yeah, what? It wasn't called the carnivore burger. What was it called? It had. Like I know what you're talking about because I was gonna bring it up, but I can't remember the name of it. Isn't it the Beast Burger? No, not Beast. No,
something around something along those lines.
It was $45. You're right. It had chicken. Someone in the comments help us out here. It was chicken.
Joey's in the chat right now. He says, "Did you guys try the pulled pork mac and cheese at the Nat last year?"
No. Is it there this year, Joey?
I love pulled pork mac and cheese. My favorite thing to put on mac and cheese is pulled pork.
It's so good.
Yeah, it's delicious. But I honestly think the best thing I have around the rinks or around the arenas here, it's got to just be. It's one of the pretzels. I think I like a warm pretzels are hard to beat.
Nat Bailey's just such a great experience. So much fun to go to a Canadians game.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that. I think. I'm not a big nachos at a game guy anymore. I think that's a kid's thing more.
Yeah.
So I'm not a big nachos guy.
The dip gets me now. The cheese source.
Beer cheese,
gets me. Yeah.
All right. What else we got?
Yeah.
Here?
Next question. Let's go, Aaron. Best pizza place in the Lower Mainland. That from regular listener and known good guy that we see out in Abbotsford, Jesse James Town. Best pizza place in the Lower Mainland. That's tough. I had Pizza Garden last night.
It's not tough for me.
Okay.
You know it's not. AJ's Brooklyn Pizza Joint.
That's right. I've never had it, and I really want to try it.
It's the best. It's nowhere as close.
They got to deliver to Coquitlam, and I'll have it.
Yeah, no, and you don't order delivery. They got too many orders. You got to go in. You just go in there. You get it's an awesome spot. AJ's Brooklyn Pizza Joint's the best.
Did you see? I was talking to you briefly about this off air. Gordon Ramsay bringing his first restaurant to the beautiful municipality of Coquitlam, British Columbia.
That's right.
First restaurant in Canada for Gordon Ramsay, or maybe BC. Coming to Coquitlam at the Hard Rock Casino.
Oh,
I played the slots for the first time at the Hard Rock Casino. I went at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday with one of my friends.
Sound like me.
The casino crowd at that time. Yeah, it was interesting to say the least. Okay.
I've been there one time. I went and did my taxes and was walking by. I said, walked right by the casino. I went in for a couple $100.
What's my return going to be?
I knew my return was going to be coming in a couple weeks anyways.
Let me double my return.
AJ's is the best though. It is. I don't think it's close. You can get the deep, those kind of like squared ones with the cooked up cheese on the outside. Come on, it's unreal.
Okay, let's go. Next question, Aaron. From Andy: Taco Bell or Taco Time? Taco Bell, no question. Supreme fries are ridiculously good.
Yeah, I mean,
no contest. You don't have to try to justify it.
No, I can justify because when I used to manage the A&W at Woodgrove Mall.
Did you? I haven't heard.
Told you a couple times. And the Taco Time.
This month you've told
there
me
used to be a Taco Time since you got here. There was a Taco Time in the food court, and we would do trades with them all the time. They like chicken strips, as we're going full circle here with our earlier question. So I would give them a bunch of frozen chicken strips, and they'd do like Mexi fries and stuff like that. I think it's pretty hard to beat the Mexi Fries Deluxe as like a side. It's a very, very good side. And Taco Bell has some really awesome, cool featured items. At times.
It's not close.
But it's like a real staple item.
No.
I think the best item of these two places is Mexi Fries Deluxe.
Yeah, okay.
Like if Taco Bell has a cool Doritos, Cool Ranch, Crunchwrap Supreme breakfast, dinner, sausage, egg, and cheese thing, then that sounds good too.
Does it?
I like some of their stuff, and I like that Taco Bell has the Baja Blast.
Yeah, okay.
So that puts some, that's the only spot you can get it.
I've been drinking some different drinks because this snack shop that I've told you about,
Yeah.
I had the Baja Blast. I've been getting different flavors of Mountain Dew. I got the Summer Blast. Have you had this? It's like the flavor of those, what's it called? The popsicles that are like red, white, and blue.
Oh, Ice Pop, yeah.
Yeah. It's that
No, I haven't
flavor.
had that one.
And I also got Nitro Pepsi. So it has less bubbles.
I
'cause
had
it has
the Nitro Pepsi
nitrous
one.
or
I had
whatever.
the vanilla of nitrous Pepsi.
That's what I have. It's good.
I didn't love it.
Really?
Yeah, I missed the bubbles.
I don't like the bubbles. They sit
Really?
weird. I always
didn't
burp.
like how the can sound when it opened too. It sounded like the can was dead.
You can't. Yes, I
Yeah,
noticed that.
it's
I was like,
weird.
did I do something wrong? And then, yeah. Anyways, okay, let's go to the next
Aaron
one.
says Taco Bell, not even close.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Elon said, if they were eligible, where would Hirose and Carlson slide into your prospect rankings? This is obviously a question for you.
Yeah, and it's so hard because I think it's so hard to compare a 23-year-old guy to a 18-year-old, 24-year-old with Hirose. Yeah, and Carlson I think is 23. Like they've already, we've seen NHL games from Hirose, so that's good to see, obviously, and at his age to be where he's at is a positive. I mean, some of the prospects on the Canucks top 10 list probably won't get to the point of where Hirose's already done, and that's sad, but that's how prospects work out sometime. Maybe Lucas Forsell doesn't get to the NHL. That could be a very possible outcome that happens with him in his career. So I think Hirose would have been in that kind of 7 to 10 range, and I think Carlson, yeah, he had a really good year, and I liked a lot what he did, but he'd be in the 9 to 10 range. Like, I don't get more excited about Linus Carlson than I do about Arshdeep Bains, I think, right? Because Arshdeep Bains is a little bit younger, and he's already showed quite a little bit of versatility to fit in the bottom 6 role at the NHL level. Carlson's done a decent amount of that too, but I don't think at the level that Bains did. Then when you take the age into consideration, that's where I really have to balance out certain things with age, right? Like that's kind of the difficult thing with, that's why I wanted to do a cutoff at 22 years old. So I think they'd be both near the end of the top 10, but then you have to really make an argument on the younger player and think, okay, how much further ahead is this guy? So I think Hirose would be higher up than Carlson.
The other thing is you're also having to take into account ceiling versus floor as well.
Sure.
Right? Like there's a lot that goes into it.
And that's the thing. You start to see the ceiling and the floor kind of come together when a player gets closer to 23, 24. Yeah. Like think about Jack Rathbone, how much his ceilings come down, and you're kind of starting to see a balance, right? Like that's an example of a player at that.
So answer the question, where would you put him?
Yeah, I would put Hirose a little bit higher than Carlson, but I think both of them would have to really scratch and claw to get into the 7, 8, 9, 10 spot.
Really? Interesting.
Because I think Bains, like I feel better about Bains as an NHL player than Carlson.
Okay.
Right? Like I don't think that. And we got another question here. Karan says, does Carlson get into some NHL games next year? Yeah, I do think he does too. I can see Carlson getting into some NHL games, especially if he has a hot start in the AHL and he's, first power play, first penalty kill, top line. Those are all very possible things for him next year in the AHL. And I think that type of player will get a call up at some point. He'll play some NHL games.
All right. Next question, Aaron. Let's roll. From Jesse. What are your projections for Aiden McDonough this year? Both McDonough and Carlson look like players potentially with Tocchet written all over them. Big, gritty, and can shoot. Who do you think has a higher ceiling and shorter NHL route? Or is it route?
I'd go with either or. Yeah, with the projections for Aiden McDonough, I expect him to start in the AHL, right? I don't think I'd be pretty shocked if he wasn't in the AHL to start the season. I can also see his big body being something that, like Jesse said in the tweet, like, Tocchet could get down with that as a fourth line type of player. Maybe there's something not working out with Höglander in Tocchet's lineup or something like that, and he wants a bigger body. And McDonough, if McDonough can understand that he has to play a bottom 6 role, I think he can be very useful. And if he can really hone his skills of being a fourth line type of player, he'll play. So projections, I think he's going to score a lot. I think McDonough is going to be in the AHL scoring a ton, being on the first power play unit. And as for a higher ceiling and shorter NHL route, I mean, both are really close, right? Like McDonough and Carlson, I think their NHL route, the road to getting into the NHL and playing it, they're both very close. I don't think you can say one's even that much further ahead than the other. I think maybe I would say Carlson because he has been able to kill penalties in the AHL. You haven't seen McDonough been on the power play or the penalty kill in the AHL or the NHL yet. So I think maybe Carlson would be a little bit ahead. But I think they're both right there. And I think they're going to be battling against each other for the next couple of years, probably, as Canucks, not really prospects anymore, but Canucks players on the cusp of the AHL and the NHL.
Depth, right?
Depth, yeah.
All depth. Okay, let's roll. It's from JL.
All right, you got to take one here. I'm losing it. The voice is gone. Listen, I had a couple of these big old Cuban cigars on my bachelor party. And I don't think you're supposed to inhale them. I think you're supposed to just put it, give a little suck and then blow it out.
Yeah, totally.
I was sucking too much.
Okay, I'm gonna take over now.
Yeah, you got to take one. Here,
when you watch hockey, are you hardwired now to view it like an analyst and break down plays and rate performances? Does having a job in hockey take away from your ability to just enjoy it as a fan? Absolutely, it does.
Oh, 1,000%.
1,010%, folks. And look, hey, we could be working crappier jobs. That's what I always say. Sure. Anytime you feel...
I thought of this question yesterday. I know I wanted to let you run, but when you and I would play Rocket League at 9:00, okay? If I were like, hey, Quads, you want to jump onto a Rocket League game after the show? And you'd be like, yeah, we'd play a Rocket League game together. There's something different about playing in the tournament at 9. And I think that's what requires it for me, is that the games are just, because we're at games so often, like I miss out on the excitement of it being an event.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I love, going down to the Mariners and Jays game, going to Lions games, going to C's games, like, it's an event again for us, which is awesome. And that's what I love about sports. It's just that I think that's the part that's gone away, is going down to a Canucks game isn't an event. And I still enjoy it. I still love talking to the players and watching the best hockey in the world be played, but it's not an event anymore. And when it's not an event for you, you kind of miss the chance of kind of just enjoying it, right? Like, I think that's why I'm saying they almost need to get to like the playoffs now, because I haven't seen that. That's almost like a tournament again.
Do you remember how much fun we had in the bubble when it was like, that's when Canucks Convo really took off, was during the bubble.
Yep.
When we were doing shows almost every day in the middle of August, so the weather was nice.
Oh,
that was the last, well, I don't want to say the last time I had fun, but that was the last time I was watching the games and was really, really into it. Now I'm just like, okay, I'll watch this. I need to know what I'm talking about. This player did this play this. Okay, now I got an hour before I get to edit the stat sheets. Let me take a bit of a break.
Right. It changed a little bit for me, though. Like, with the Abbotsford team, I watched like a young team really grow up and learn a lot of things throughout the season, and I was emotionally engaged. I couldn't be emotionally engaged with the Vancouver Canucks last year.
And it was fun in Abbotsford.
Why would I be? Abbotsford was something I could get emotionally invested.
Half the Canucks weren't emotionally engaged with the Vancouver Canucks.
And all of the media wasn't. But, the Abbotsford series was like I said, it was like the 9:00 tournament for us in Rocket League. Like, it meant something. It was there was some build up throughout the season. It was the playoffs. Like, the atmosphere was incredible.
Yeah.
The fan, like, you saw it on the game in the playoff game out there. Towels spinning, like, that was. Did you see anything like that at Rogers Arena all year long? No,
it was such a great environment.
There was jerseys being thrown out on the ice throughout the season. Like, I mean, Abbotsford, like that, it did crank it up a little bit. And Lisa brings up a good point. Come down for a Thunderbirds game. Yeah, I am sure that the Thunderbirds fans just loved it so much because of that. And I think, like, because they had such a good fun team, and we'll be down this year, Quads. We're going down when Prince George plays Seattle. We're going down to get a couple of prospects. I got Minio. You got Ty Young, your buddy.
Catch a Mariners game as well.
Yeah.
Mariners playoff game.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But yeah, no, I think that's why I love going to Lions games. I love going to C's games so much now, because the hockey games just aren't events anymore.
Yeah.
They could become, so we'll have to
this isn't to do some, oh, poor us.
No, not at all. Like,
we don't mind what we do for work.
I just think that, what we do for work would just be, it could be the most unreal job in the world if the Canucks were good again. It would be the coolest job.
More fun. We'd have to work longer.
That's fine. I don't care. I'd rather than be in the playoffs.
That's fair. Yeah, no, it's more fun. It's more fun to cover a winner, right?
I get emotionally invested in prospects and the AHL team, because there's something, there's some give back there.
They can't disappoint you for at least 4 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They got years and years and years.
Yeah, years to disappoint you. Okay.
And they'll do it.
Poll question. Should we? Oh, no, sorry. We have more mailbag. Let's go. Sorry.
Okay, we'll do some quicker answers.
Yeah. If you could take one Canucks defenseman in his prime for 2000 to 2010 era, who would it be and why? This is from Aaron on Twitter, and I reached out to Aaron because his question wasn't worded the best. So what Aaron meant was, if you could take any Canucks defenseman from this era, from 2000 to 2010, and put him on the current team, who would it be? Has to be Jovanovski or Oland, right? Like, it has to be one of those guys.
Yeah.
Who else?
Like, you could, if you're talking prime, like Sammy Salo in his absolute prime,
Yeah.
Was on the same
But
level.
we're talking. Who would you like to play like with Quinn Hughes is kind of what we're referring to, right?
Sure.
Sami Salo the best fit for Quinn Hughes?
So Matthias Olin would be the best fit, but he's a lefty.
Yeah, exactly. That's where the question.
I tell you what, man, you got, Sami Salo had 14 goals one year. He was electric, and like his shot was one of the best.
Kron said
in the NHL.
Ehrhoff, but wasn't Ehrhoff after 2010? No, Ehrhoff came in 2009, right?
I think, 2010, yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting question.
No, and I think Matthias Olin is the answer.
Here's another one.
But here's
for
the
you.
other thing.
Yeah,
Jovanovski at his prime was on like Team Canada, right? Like when he was in his prime, he was unreal too. So it depends if you're going with like tenure over their time in the 2000s, or if you're just talking about the best player at their peak at the best point.
Here's another question for you.
Okay.
Any Canuck of any era to get that team in the early 2000s over the hump?
Any Canuck to go to that team?
Yep.
Oh man.
I think the answer is so simple. Roberto Luongo.
To get over the hump now or to go back?
No. To go back in time.
In 2009 or something?
No. 2003.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying now?
Yeah, now
this is just me throwing a hypothetical question.
So if you bring Luongo to the West Coast Express.
It's Luongo in his prime with the West Coast Express, that team wins a cup.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe not in the playoffs. They got to win the playoffs. And do you want Luongo in net for the playoffs? I think so.
I mean, who else do you want back there?
Yeah, exactly. You want the best goalie in franchise history.
I think I'd go with, if we're talking best player at their peak right now and just jumping onto the Canucks, I think it's Matthias Olin. Just because, like, he was so solid, man. He was so good.
So it's August.
When he was good, he was on his game.
We're thinking of different summer content ideas.
Yeah.
I started throwing this around of, like, who would be the best coaching staff in, like, a 3-on-3 tournament? And I know Tocchet threw this at us.
He said he said that his
Tocchet thinks his guys could take anybody, which
he said physically for sure.
Well, yeah, they got Adam Foote. They have Tocchet himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, we gotta get on the rooftop with him soon.
We will.
We gotta have that interview.
We will.
We got to. Because I want to ask him this question of which coaching staff would put up the best fight against him. Because I think with Gonchar, Foote, and Tocchet as your three, that's probably...
And Patrick Alvin, he used to be a goon himself.
Patrick Alvin, you get Patrick Alvin out there, whisper a number in his ear on the bench, get him to hop over the boards.
For people that don't know Patrick Alvin's streak of being a goon.
Is he a goon? I don't think goon's the right word.
Oh, really? Because in the 1997-98 season, he had 139 penalty minutes in 28 games. He's averaging about 5 penalty minutes a game. Which, you know what?
Why haven't we asked him about that season?
I will. I would love to ask him about that one of these days.
That rocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a good stay-at-home defenseman.
Okay.
All right, next
question. Let's go.
What do we got? What do we got here?
Marcus and Gibson's, what is your holy grail fast food?
Oh, one item?
Yeah.
Come on. You know what it is. Loaded curlies from Arby's.
Those are very good.
But going down to the States, we went to Chick-fil-A a couple times. Man. Chick-fil-A's got some real good...
haven't been there ever.
Oh, man. The nuggets are damn good. The chicken... We had a breakfast chicken biscuit. Those are damn good, too.
Hey, you should come with me. I'm looking around. All my friends work. Day trip to Seattle to watch the Padres next week. Tickets are $10 for the Mariners right now.
I said I'd be down. Yeah.
Okay. We'll talk. We'll talk because they play next week, and all my friends
says
have
sushi is the best
jobs.
fast food. Don't at me.
But is it fast food?
Yeah.
No, it's
if you're
not.
just buying the tray, like if you're buying the tray from the stuff. That's
okay.
Like,
I disagree. Then I disagree.
The best fast food, I tell you, I think it's like if you're in the food court, a little slice of pie from Pizza Garden, like you were saying. That in that mall there, Brentwood.
Yeah,
I like a good slice of pie real quick.
Yeah.
Back in the day when I was a kid, 2 for $5 used to be able to get out some of these cheaper pizza places. Good luck now.
Okay, so Mariners game next week. We'll do a Patreon blog. Patreon.com/Canucks Convo. $5 and $10 tier gets you all the bonus content. Okay, next question.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Chick-fil-A closed.
This one is our one from Threads.
Hey, look at this Threads
from Jake L. Credible.
JL Credible.
Fave cuisine is a Vancouverite. Where are some of your go-to places? Golden Boot in Coquitlam. Fantastic Italian food.
I haven't been there yet.
You haven't, and it's a shame. Good lunches too. Really good paninis.
Man.
Cheap too. It's not expensive.
What we
for
did
lunch.
the one time was it was Korean chicken and waffles. I
Okay.
think Korean food is one of my favorites. I love
Seems
the
underrated.
spice in Korean food. It's like it's enough kick to get your nose running, but also like some sweetness behind the kick in Korean spicy food. And I'm talking more about like the dry spice that comes with Korean food, but also at the same time, like even like the more wet beef, I guess, that kind of is more marinated. Like
Mhm.
I just really like the flavors in Korean food. And I think we got a lot of really good spots here in Vancouver. I'll tell you what though too, one of my favorite dishes is just getting like Vietnamese noodles, the really thin like rice noodles.
Mm.
I think you get that in like a bowl, and the way they stock stuff in there. Vietnamese food's also very good. We got a really good scene in Vancouver as well with that, and even down to Surrey.
I'm really excited for the Gordon Ramsay burger place.
Sure, yeah, no, we got a lot of really good.
And
food
there's
here.
hey, shout out Bin 4 Burger Lounge
From the island, yeah,
from the island.
Good island folk down
They
there.
got a place in North Burnaby now.
Bin
Fantastic.
4 is really good.
Very, very
Yeah,
good burgers.
I used to live beside the only one when I was in Victoria. We were not very far away from it, and we would go there, Saturdays to get the night started almost.
Any
Good beer there.
vegetarian spots you can recommend? Because I don't think I can. Freshie. Oh no, they have meat. I don't know.
No, I'm
sorry.
not I haven't lived a day as a vegetarian, so
Yeah, sorry about
Sorry,
that.
Karan.
I shouldn't have even read that. I was like, you're not gonna know, and I
No,
definitely
no,
don't
no.
know any.
you know what?
You don't know one vegetarian place?
Tractor.
Tractor's good.
People like Tractor.
I got the I was just gonna say I got the pulled
here's a
pork
good
sandwich there.
I've had a vegetarian one that I liked before is at Tasty Indian Bistro.
Mhm.
They have the cheese. I forget what it's called now. The cheese squares. Those are really good. And dosas have good vegetarian options as well. Have you ever had a dosa?
No.
Huge roll rolled up into food. That's really good.
All right. Okay. That's our last mailbag question. So thank you to
Is it? We got
everybody
no
who
more?
got, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Thank you to everybody who got questions in. Now it is time for our poll question. We're asking you the question today, folks, on our mailbag episode. Our poll question, as always, brought to you by the great folks over at Atlas Goods. Go to atlasgds.com. Use promo code CC15.
Oh,
that
they're
will
good.
get you 15% off your first order of pop rinds. These are the best fresh pork rinds straight from your microwave or air fryer. They're not like the pop rind or the pork rinds that you've had at the grocery store. These are pop rinds. They pop like popcorn. They come small. They expand in your air fryer or
Basically,
microwave.
the exact same as a popcorn. It's like a kernel, but it's a meat kernel.
Exactly. And you put whatever
Do
seasoning
they
you
call
want.
them that? They
Little
call them meat
popcorn
kernels?
seasoning. I don't think so.
They should.
Little popcorn seasoning of your whatever flavor you like the most. Throw it on there.
Go down
And,
to Trader Joe's. They got a cheese flavor one. I got this for when Cheech joins us in studio.
That's right.
As well. Trader
That's right.
Joe's ketchup. Give that to Cheech when he comes in the studio here at some point and hangs out with us.
Okay, our poll question today. Which summer sport has your attention the most as a Vancouver sports fan? Football, in brackets, the BC Lions. Baseball with the Canadians and the MLB. Soccer with the World Cup and the Whitecaps. And as always, I'm angry. Coming at the back right now is baseball. And that's obviously what I'm picking. That's, I've watched a baseball game every day this offseason, I think, which has been really nice.
Lisa in the chat, I voted I'm angry because I don't care for those sports. Karan says I'm always angry. So I understand people that there's a lot more people than you think. Just take the summer. Listen, like enjoy it. It's hard to be fully locked in on a sport all year long, especially if you're doing it for hockey. So I understand people taking the summers to just enjoy it. And the weather's way better right now too.
Lynn Craig, shout out Lynn Craig, responded to our tweet and said, "It's summer. I'm outside."
Yeah.
That's a great response.
That's true.
Yes. And then George said lacrosse is better than all of those.
I saw
Go
someone in the
Shamrock.
replies talking about Ultimate. You ever played Ultimate before?
No, I have watched it and been very confused.
Oh, it's I thought it was frisbee golf actually. When I
one of my
you ever played Frolf? You ever frolfed?
yeah, I'm frolfing today.
Really?
I'm frolfing today.
I used to play when I was young.
Yeah,
good.
I'm pretty excited. I'm going to play a lot of frolf and golf next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. But
Karan
Ultimate, my
says-
cousin's a good Ultimate player.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I've watched the sport is her playing. And it's like co-ed. Do you know there's no refs in Ultimate? Even the highest level, there's no
Really?
refs.
Wow.
It's a game based on like honor.
Yikes.
I think that's going to change one day as it gets more and more competitive. I think. I don't know.
Maybe.
I was a little confused by the sport, but it's yeah, you get
fun
it.
game.
It's you watch it and you're like, okay, there's an end zone clearly.
Sure.
You clearly can't run the ball or the disc. You get 3 steps and then you got to throw it and then there's like interceptions and stuff.
Okay.
You can't tackle.
I don't know if it's got me locked in. I like Frolf more, I think.
Frolf's maybe more fun to play.
Probably, yeah.
I like Frolf. I like
Yeah.
Frolfin. Yeah. There's a good Frolf. Yeah.
Jarhead says, how about the Vancouver Bandits basketball team? Yeah. I haven't been to one of those games yet. I haven't checked it out. I've seen their clips here and there. It looks fun. But no, I haven't made it out. I would go watch one for sure. But I mean, like, I don't mean this in like a bad way, but I'd rather go watch like my little sister plays basketball at a pretty high level in high school. I'd rather go watch her play.
Yeah, I'd rather go watch my cousin play Ultimate than the
I'd watch my
championships or
family play
whatever.
more than like than the Vancouver Bandits. They haven't drawn me into that point.
Oh, that's fair.
Like I'd rather go to a wrestling event than the Bandits.
Why are you picking on the Bandits, man?
I'm just saying, like I'd love to be excited about basketball. I'm just not excited about the.
That's fair. I don't love basketball either.
Who do you pick here? You're going with baseball.
Obviously, I went
right?
baseball. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to go Lions. I think they've drawn me in the most, especially this year as a Vancouver sports fan. Like they're the ones I've had the most fun going to games.
I have always liked the Vancouver Canadians, and I've always liked going to Vancouver Canadians games.
For sure.
Last year was
Aren't
my
they
first.
unreal right now too?
Yes, they are very good.
Yeah.
Last year was my first Lions game. I had a ball of a time. I went again this year to the home opener. Awesome time. And I really like what the Lions are doing. I watched one of the most boring football games I've ever seen in that home opener against the Edmonton Elks, who, by the way, Aaron, come get your boys. They are awful, the Elks.
Yeah, I think Edmonton's even abandoned the Elks.
Yeah, I think so.
Those aren't any.
Aaron, what do Edmontonians think about the Elks? Give us an Edmonton person's perspective here.
Well, as a guy who just went to the last Elks game, to see history get made as the worst North American home team ever, dude, it's barely even filled. Nobody gives a shit about anything about it. The games are just there. I mean, it's a good venue. Commonwealth is nice.
Right.
So there's that, but nobody talks about it. Nobody cares. It's hard to watch. Like, they're that bad. I think there's been 2 games this year that we've put up donuts in the CFL. Just kick it through the end zone and you'll get 1 point.
BC Lions shut them out twice. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No, and that's strange.
It's not good.
I think that's the weird thing is I can't imagine the CFL doing great in Edmonton, but like in BC, it feels like, Quads, you're a younger person. People are paying a little bit more attention than I think in the last 10 years I've really felt about the Lions.
Here's what I'll say about.
And in Edmonton, I can't imagine anybody is.
It's the complete opposite. This is the least anyone's cared.
Just losing fans by the day. Well, it feels like the Lions really by the day are picking up.
Yes, the Lions are doing the most to gain fans. I would say the Canadians are shortly behind them. I'd say the Canadians have done a lot, especially in recent years.
Right.
With more, you presume, on the way. But in terms of the CFL versus minor league baseball, especially with the pitch clock edition, right? A lot of people can go to a Canadians game and just have fun not knowing what's going on the field.
I get all that, but here's the thing. I think that that was something in Vancouver for 5 summers. And there was no real push from the Lions. Like last year, the Nathan Rourke stuff was exciting. BC kid, he's playing for your local team. That's all great. And then he left. And it was like, how are they going to follow it up?
But they built on it.
But they've done such a good job of making the C's still get praised for how they do a game perform. Like the production behind a C's game is incredible. And I've produced those games on Sportsnet back when I worked there. There's a lot of things behind the scenes where you see a baseball game together, and it's a great event. But I tell you, the Lions now are created themselves as the better event to go to. If I told you, hey, do you want to go to a Lions game or a C's game? The Lions one is but the Lions one is more of an event.
You're right. Yep.
That's because of the ownership. They've done an incredible job there.
Yep.
Lamar Doman.
I think I'm biased in Edmonton, but it's kind of swapped. I'm hearing more people would want to come to the Riverhawks game than the Elks game. And granted, the Riverhawks aren't even that good. But once again, and I mean, I'm biased, the in-game production is way better. It's more fun. There's more theme. There's more interactive stuff to do. Because especially every 3 outs, they got to change out. The pitcher's got to throw 8 pitches. That gives you time to fill in and entertain, which is the thing that baseball allows.
Yeah. And it goes back to what I just said about how you can go to a baseball game without really knowing much about baseball and the rules, and you're still going to have a great time.
Yeah.
Especially, nice sunny day. A little different if it's raining, I'd say.
Yeah. I think there is a little bit of a different feel also. I think being in a football stadium and being in a baseball stadium is
Yeah.
such a different vibe too, right? Like
Yep.
there's such a more laid back vibe. I feel like when you're in bleachers and you're open and there's space behind you and there's air behind you and in front of you and above you. Like
Yeah.
Lions game is a little bit different. Like if you are looking for an afternoon to chill and drink beer, it's hard to beat a baseball game.
Hardly any lineups to get into the Canadians games.
Yeah,
There's so many gates. I don't even think they have security. You just walk in.
No, well, be careful. Is that you're going to get us in trouble?
No, you know what I mean.
Zickle's going to be on line 1 here.
Zickle, yeah, he does a great job.
Yeah, Zickle's great with them.
Padres fan.
Yeah, he is a Padres.
Who just got married. I don't know if he's ever going to listen to this, but shout out Tyler Zickle, who just tied the knot.
Yeah, former regular guest on our Sportsnet show.
And that was so much fun, too. Like, it was so much fun to have him on and have him explain, prospect stuff. Because now you're seeing these guys get called up to the AA and AAA level. Hell, you're seeing some of them make their MLB debuts.
When you talk to someone from like the Lions or someone who's passionate about the Lions or the Seas, Joey's a good example of this. You want it's cool to just be curious and ask these guys who have been following it about a sport that you care about a little bit on the side, and it's nice to have someone who's passionate about it here. Zickle's a great example for the Seas. He does a really good job over there.
Yeah.
Former he was a good player in his own right back in the day.
Joey Pitt.
No, Zickle.
Zickle
Was a good player.
You said Joey.
No.
You said Joey.
All right. Well,
Joey's doing a great job too over at Jay's Nation.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
All right. Do we have anything else? No, Betway. Let's go.
Yeah.
Roll.
Yeah, I bet I set this one up for you. Lots of stuff for you to get into quad. So I'm going to give you the option here. I'm going to go with the under. You can go with the over. We're going with Shohei Ohtani strikeouts tonight. We'll get this graphic up because I need a little bit of help on some of the numbers.
They playing the Mariners?
They're playing the Mariners tonight.
I thought they were playing
Shohei Ohtani is on the mound. I'm going Shohei Ohtani under 7.5 strikeouts at plus 120. $10 bet's going to return you 22. Shohei has struck out 7, 9, and 8 over his last 3 starts. He's coming off that 9-inning shutout, which was incredible. You remember that. Has not given up more than 7 hits in a start since June 2nd. He's hit the under of 7.5 in 9 of his 20 starts. I just think when you come off of 3 where you strike out 7, 9, and 8, as good as Shohei is, it's really hard to keep that number at 8 or 9 for the next start.
I like
especially
this bet.
After a 7, 9, 8.
I like this bet, and I'll tell you why.
So Mariners, I'm going under.
I like it, and I agree with you. I'm not taking the over. I agree with you. The Mariners struck out 8 times last night against Cutter Crawford and the Boston bullpen. They came back in that game, but they were looking lifeless to start that game. And the Mariners have been playing very well as of late. The Mariners are rolling right now and, 6-4 in their last 10. They're now closer to a playoff spot, and there might be some sort of push, even though I don't think so, because they're one of the only teams in the AL wildcard race that sold at the deadline instead of buying, and they didn't even go all in on selling. So who knows what's going to happen. But this team is saying stuff like, yeah, nobody believes in us. And they're talking about their management, and they've been on a heater lately. So after 8 strikeouts last night, I don't think they repeat that tonight. 2 of those came from Julio.
You think they're locked in? They're not striking.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to strike out a lot against Shohei tonight. Although I don't know if it's
so here's bet. If you want to go over with him, $10 will get you 1606. You'll get that at minus 166 if you want to hit the over. I don't think the money's there on the over. I think the money's there on the under.
All right. I like it. Yeah. I like it. Let's see how they do. Seattle Mariners and it's LA Angels tonight at 6:40.
6:40. Yeah.
6:38 first pitch.
You
know what I like about baseball? Right on time with the first pitch.
Oh, you know it. They don't have slack.
No anthems. Well, they do anthems, but they're not televised, right? Like, it's awesome. Anyways, speaking of which, we'll go to a Mariners game next week. I'll buy us tickets.
We'll figure it out. Yeah,
we'll go.
$10. You'll buy the ticket to make me pay for gas, probably.
That's right, and you drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to do $80 in gas, $40 to park, but you'll buy the $5 ticket and you'll stick us up in the
there you go
5th section.
That's right.
Top.
Nothing but the best for you.
We actually
it's a 6:40 start. I thought it was
when we went to the game, we were in one of the bleacher, like we were in the left center bleacher.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder what row we're at. So I look and we're row like J or something. We were the very back row. Very back row. It was nice because I got to put my arms up on the walkway the whole time. It was good.
We'll be sitting closer, especially for that price. It's like $30 for like
and we
the
can
good
down
seats.
and sit wherever we want to.
Yeah.
I talked about them on the show before, didn't I? The cups, the cold cups.
Oh yeah.
But I can't drink if we go down. I gotta drive. to drive us back. So
I won't drink in solidarity.
okay.
We'll close it out there then. That's it, right? Betway 19 plus. If you choose to play, please play responsibly. Go check out Betway.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll close it out there. See if we. We're not doing a show next week. I'm not. You're going to do something.
We might take a week off.
Yeah, I'm taking a week off.
I'll see what Harm's up to. If Harm's around, I'll do a show. I'm not going to come out here and do a solo show. We can take a day off for the week here. But if Harm's around, I'll get him in here. We'll do one with Harm.
All right. Well, we'll close it out there for our producer, Aaron Berdato, and my co-host, Chris Faber. My name is David Gugelli. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Canucks Conversation.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to Canucks Conversation. Hit the subscribe button to never miss an episode.
How about keep it to a thank you, Jim?